Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the National Championship Bowl Game Team Decision Making Process thingy, whatever you want to call it. It looks like I've just got Clinton with us at the moment. So at this moment in time, Clinton, you're going to be the one that's going to be making the decision. Did you have a good Christmas? I'll give it a couple of minutes, see if anybody joins, and if not, then I'll reschedule this for later on. And at that point, if nobody wants to be involved, I'll just play the game that I think should be the National Championship game. I won't say who. It's written down on the back of this sheet, which I can show you now. This sheet here. Yeah, we had a really good Christmas. It was had the family around, the son and the daughter, and we had a good time. So yeah, do you want to come online and join in this decision-making process, or do you want to do it from chat? Because at the moment you're the only one and you're going to be making the decision. Well, it could be up to you. Shall we do the process, you and myself? So what I'll do is I'll read you the scores out of the bowl games, and we'll try and cut it down to a short list first. So either one team, both teams, or neither team, depending on how you feel, will go through to the next round to decide who the championship game will be. So if we go from the bottom, the Snoozing presents the Daffodil Bowl in Boston, Massachusetts, which was the last one. So you have number 14, Maryland Union Redbirds, who had an 8-3 record before the bowl game. So now they've got a 9-3 record, and they beat the number 16 Roynell University Rams, who were 7-4, so now 7-5, and the score was 33-23. So is there? Oh, got someone else involved as well. Hark up if you want to join in the process. So either of those teams, neither of those teams, both of those teams. Number 14 and number 16 ranked teams they were. Who's our number 2 person that's joined? Drop us a post. So what's your thoughts on these two teams then? Maryland Union Redbirds and Roynell University Rams. Consider them? Don't consider them? Oh, well. So I think we've agreed those two teams are not going to be in this. The Signal Healthcare Valor Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, was the number 13 National Naval Institutes at 8-4, now 9-4, and they beat Old Minnesota Chieftains, the number 9 seed, who were 8-3 and now at 8-4, 39-24. So it's quite a big gap in there. But again, 13-9. Do you think they deserve a shot? I'm going to say no. I'm going to take both of those two out as well. So the Onyx Bowl, presented by A to Z Auto Parts San Diego, California, was the number 11 Oregon Union Gliders at 8-4, now 9-4, and they beat the number 10 Carolina University Blue Heelers, 8-3, now 8-4, at 28-10. And again, I don't think either of those played well enough during the season to get themselves into contention for the national championship. Now, this is where it begins to get interesting. The Altitude Bowl, presented by Eversports Outdoors in Denver, Colorado. Number 7, Mississippi Tech Tricksters, 9-3, became 10-3. And they beat West Kansas Trail Bosses, 9-3, become 9-4, by a big 42-21. So I'm going to say that the Tricksters should be considered, because even though there were 7, they lost 3 games, it was a big, big win. Now, this is the one. Hey, Huss. Well, I was an American football official for over 10 years in the UK, and I did 2 seasons in the US when I was in St. Louis. So I'm a big American football fan. So this is the one that's interested in Clinton. The Lone Star Financial Astro Bowl in Houston, Texas. The number 15 Arizona Desert University Zolos, who were 8-4 on the season, so now 9-4, but they beat the number 3 seed Texas Houston Gulf Hawks, who were 9-2 and now are 9-3, 35-31. Close game, but it was in Houston's own stadium. So I think because of that we should consider the Zolos as a possibility. I love my time in the States, love St. Louis. Had 2 great years. And I still probably hold the most yards for penalties in one down in the Missouri State High Schools Athletics Association, which was 45 yards. But I can't actually confirm that would still be the case. So the third bowl game was the Sackway Foods Mega Bowl in Chicago, Illinois, where the number 6 Iowa A&I Barnstormers, who were 8-2 and now 9-2, beat the number 5 California Pacific Leatherbacks, who were 9-2 and now 9-3. Very close, 17-14. Very defensive game. And I think the Leatherbacks are definitely out. The Barnstormers can't make a decision on that, really. Now, the 2 big games, Hub Light Punch Bowl in New Orleans. The number 2 Georgia Northern Roosters, who were 10-1 and now are 11-1, beat the number 8 Nebraska A&M Aggies, who were 9-3 And so now at 9-4, 28-20. And just by the fact that they are 11-1, the Roosters and the number 2 seeds won the game comfortably and are contenders. So now we come to the big upset. And Clinton, this is where you and Huss can decide here. One or both of these teams should be considered. The number 4 Michigan Union Knights, who were 10-1 at the time and are now 11-1, beat the top-ranked Old Alabama Maroons, who were 11-0 and now are 11-1. And they beat them quite convincingly, 38-27. So the question is, I think the Knights go through to the next round of selection by right because they won the game against the number 1 team. But do we keep the Maroons in because they were unbeaten? What's your thoughts then? Should Old Alabama be considered? Well, they didn't lose through the regular season. They did lose in the bowl game. So we're agreed that Old Alabama are out of the selection process. So we're now down to 5. So the Tricksters at number 7. They did have a big win, but it was against the number 12 seeds. Anybody got any consideration for them? The Tricksters at 10-3. Are they out? Or do you want to keep them in for further consideration? We've got these 4. We've got to get rid of somebody. The Zolos are number 15 seeds, but they did beat number 3. And they beat them by 4 points in their own stadium. So if we take those 2, the Zolos and the Tricksters, if we have to get rid of one of those, the number 15 seed beat the 3rd seed, which is the Zolos, in Texas's own stadium. The number 7 seeds beat the number 12 seeds convincingly. So the Tricksters are going out. Zolos and Roosters. So we already know about the Zolos. The Georgia Northern Roosters are number 2 seeds. Well, the Zolos are number 2 seeds, and they won their bowl game. They're 11-1. They beat the number 8 team 28-20. I think we're going to have an issue over those. So I think we're going to end up here with one out of each of these 2 groups. Let's go to the other ones. The Michigan Union Knights and the number 4 Michigan Union Knights, who beat the number 1 team. And the number 6 Iowa A&I Barnstormers, who beat the number 5 team. And I think that's an easy decision for you there, Clinton and Huss. Knights or Barnstormers to go into the national championship game. I do like that idea of yours that you put earlier, but we don't have a consolation game. So Tom, I'm afraid it's a decision that's got to be made. Yeah. So we're agreed that the Michigan Union Knights at 11-1, the number 4 seed, are going to make the national championship. So now we're left with the number 2 Georgia Northern Union Roosters, who beat the number 8 Nebraska Aggies, and the number 15 Arizona Desert Union Zolos, who beat the number 3 seeds. So you're going to go for the Roosters. So there you go, the number 2 seed, Georgia Northern Roosters. And that's our championship game. And guess what game I had? Number 4, Michigan Union. Number 2, Georgia Northern. So you picked the same as I did there, Clinton and Huss. So that will be the national championship game, the Rubicon Wireless Platinum Bowl in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that will be on New Year's Day. I shall record that and put that up on the evening in the UK, of course, of New Year's Day. So there we have it. Thanks for joining me, guys. And the only thing to now decide is whether to do the full game on New Year's Day live, or just record it in 2 separate videos as first half, second half, or just do the second half. The Zolos was an excellent game, and really, I think, worthy of being considered in the last 4 of that decision that we've just made, because they did play well against Texas, especially in Texas's own backyard. So hopefully you'll join me on New Year's Day. And until then, thanks Clinton, thanks Huss, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. It's evening over here, so I'm just about to go down and cook dinner. And then we've got some soccer on TV. My team are playing tonight, Sheffield Wednesday, so I'm going to be watching that game. So until then, thanks guys, thanks for joining in and participating. And until next time, New Year's Day, National Championship game, Rubicon Wireless Platinum Bowl in Charlotte, North Carolina. The number 4 Michigan Union Knights, 11-1 record, will play the number 2 Georgia Northern Roosters, 11-1 record. Cheers for everybody, and good night.